Today news. There is a lot of news from the Siversk direction, Donetsk Oblast. Here, the Russian offensive operation to finally reach Siversk faces a battle-hardened Ukrainian stronghold manned by experienced veterans. To overcome it, the Russian commanders launched a large-scale mechanized attack on 3 vectors, only for Ukrainians to completely annihilate each one of them. The Russian goal is clear. They must capture Verkhnokamiansky at any cost to pave the way for a larger offensive towards Siversk. This crucial logistical hub directly supplies Ukrainian forces in the area and is a major node in this part of the front line. As long as Ukrainians hold Siversk, the entire Russian front remains unstable, with Ukrainian forces able to launch counterattacks and disrupt Russian supply routes. After multiple failed assaults in the region, Russian forces changed tactics, launching 3 simultaneous attack vectors in an attempt to overwhelm Ukrainian defenses. To find a weak spot, they launched a large-scale mechanized assault on Verkhnokamiansky, the last Ukrainian-held village standing between them and Siversk. The first Russian assault wave consisted of infantry units sent into clear preliminary Ukrainian positions and safeguard the flanks of the main assault. If we look at the topographic map, we can see that their aim was the Ukrainian defensive structures located on the hill above the roads leading to the village. The Russian objective was to take control of them and prevent Ukrainian counterattacks from the north, allowing the heavier mechanized assault teams to advance without immediate interference. Geolocated footage shows Russian soldiers hiding in a ditch, attempting to toss explosives into a Ukrainian bunker. However, the Ukrainian defenders react quickly, throwing the explosives back out before they can detonate inside. The explosion kills and wounds multiple Russian soldiers, forcing the rest to retreat and exposing the vulnerability of their assault strategy. Instead of clearing out Ukrainian positions, the first vector stalled under heavy Ukrainian fire. With infantry failing to clear the outposts, the Russians decided to rely on heavily armored turtle tanks, covered in makeshift metal plating, to resist Ukrainian anti-tank weapons. These modified vehicles, equipped with mine rollers, were meant to breach Ukrainian defensive lines and punch through toward the village outskirts. However, despite their armor, Ukrainian FPV drone operators systematically targeted the weaker sections of these vehicles time and time again, hitting engine compartments and exposing crew positions until they were immobilized and caught fire. As the first turtle tank exploded in a massive fireball, Russian infantry disembarked and ran for cover but was left entirely exposed and easy prey for the Ukrainian drone operators. Russians started being hunted down by swarms of kamikaze drones and drone-dropped grenades, effectively eliminating dozens of Russian troops before they could reach Ukrainian trenches. Despite failing to secure the hills or breach Ukrainian lines in the first 2 assaults, Russian forces launched a third attack with another wave of armored vehicles. Likely believing the Ukrainian defenders were exhausted, they hoped this final push would finally break through. The first vehicle in this group was again a turtle tank, which, unfortunately for the Russians, hit a Ukrainian anti-tank mine and got immobilized on its left side during the attack, which made him an easy target for the Ukrainian drone operators. Soon, several kamikaze drones hit him one after another, and the crew was forced to run in the open. From that moment, the hunt was on. Despite the Russians trying their best to escape from the drones, with some of them even praying or throwing their weapons as a last attempt to avoid the inevitable, the skillful Ukrainian operators from the K2 battalion found and eliminated every one of them. Overall, despite attempting a coordinated assault on multiple vectors using infantry clearing teams and armored vehicles, the Russians failed to breach Ukrainian defenses towards Siversk. While each attack vector was designed to mutually support the others, Ukrainian forces effectively neutralized each one, ensuring that Russians could not achieve a breakthrough. By maintaining control of Verkhnokamianske, Ukrainians have once again halted the Russian advance, keeping Siversk and the front line stable while prompting enemy forces into another disastrous assault. Russian forces lost 5,100 tanks and armored vehicles in 2024, including 1,400 main battle tanks and 3,700 infantry fighting vehicles and armored personnel carriers. The Institute for Strategic Studies, IISS, reported on 10 February, according to the Institute for the Study of War, ISW. This represents a significant increase from 3,000 losses in 2023, ISW said in its 13th February report. The Ukrainian General Staff provided higher estimates, reporting over 3,000 tanks and 9,000 armored vehicles damaged or destroyed in 2024. IISS estimates likely account for completely destroyed vehicles only.